Once you develop suicidal thoughts, like once you experience them once, are you going to have that forever? Or is that always like an option when something goes wrong? Is that just going to pop in randomly when you hit a point of intense stress or a distressing event? The answer is yes and no. The initial suicidal thoughts likely actually developed in childhood, and you probably just don't even remember it. At least that's what I've found when working with people with suicidal thoughts. It's kind of like if you had a trauma from your childhood and you just don't remember it, it just got kicked back to the subconscious because you don't really need to know it right now. So same thing with suicidal thoughts. Or you could have been around people who experienced suicidal thoughts or talked about it before as a kid, and it kind of planted the seed. Or you could develop it later on in life, and maybe it shocks you and scares you the first time you ever think of that. Like say you're taking a new medication. That's a side effect of that. This is why we cannot take suicidal thoughts at face value. There is something to be explored there. Of course, once the initial crisis period is over and you're in a position to do the depth work and go inside and explore what the hell is going on, you might be surprised at what you find and what the origin of that is. And when you don't really know where it came from and what the activators are around it, meaning like the triggers in your environment, you don't really know what might make that thought pop back in again until you go and explore it. That's why these thoughts can feel so random sometimes, because maybe the last time you felt whatever feeling you're feeling was when you were 7 years old, and you're not necessarily going to remember that. And the way you find the origin is to go inside into kind of like a theta wave state, a hypnotic state. A lot of therapies do this. They don't call it hypnosis like EMDR. It's hypnosis. What I have found are these thoughts are typically metaphors. They're not literal. Kind of like dreams. If you have a dream where you're like having a relationship with a sibling or something, like, do you literally want to get with your sibling? No, it's a metaphor. It's trying to communicate something to you.